Imagine fighting your own airplane as it violently dives toward the ground. The terrifying part? The plane wasn't actually broken. In 2018 and 2019, Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crashed, killing a total of 346 people. Inside the cockpits of those flights, it was absolute chaos. Alarms blared continuously. Over 20 times, the nose of the aircraft was violently pushed down, even as the pilots desperately pulled back on the yoke with all their strength. Early rumors immediately pointed to pilot error, but the flight data recorders revealed something much more disturbing. The pilots were fighting an automated software system they didn't even know existed. These crews didn't fail to fly their aircraft. Their planes were essentially hijacked by their own hidden programming. To understand how this happened, we have to look at why that code was written in the first place. In 2010, Boeing's main rival, Airbus, announced a highly efficient new jet. This posed a massive existential threat to Boeing's market dominance. Facing billions in lost sales, Boeing executives made a panicked financial calculation. Instead of taking the years necessary to design and test a brand new airplane from scratch, they rushed to update their 50-year-old 737 airframe. Their core pitch to airlines was simple. This updated jet would fly exactly like the older models. That meant airlines could skip putting their pilots through expensive, time-consuming simulator training. But there was a physical engineering problem. The new, larger engines had to be mounted further forward and higher up on the older wings. This changed the aerodynamics, causing the plane's nose to pitch up dangerously under certain conditions. To fix this physical instability, Boeing wrote a software patch called MCAS, the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. It was designed to automatically adjust the tail stabilizer and push the nose back down in the background, without the pilots ever needing to know it was there. To save their customers the cost of a few days in a flight simulator, Boeing chose to paper over a structural hardware flaw with an invisible software patch. That software possessed enormous power over the flight controls, yet Boeing engineers tied it to the data from just one single angle of attack sensor, a small vane on the outside of the plane that measures the aircraft's angle against the wind. This logic flow diagram shows how catastrophic that single point of failure was. If a bird strike or freezing rain damaged that one sensor, it would feed a false stall alert into the MCAS software. The system would then lock the airplane into a relentless dive, completely overriding the pilots. Internal documents show Boeing knew exactly how dangerous this was. During an early simulator test, a Boeing pilot took 10 seconds to diagnose and react to an MCAS misfire. He labeled the resulting loss of control catastrophic. Instead of redesigning the system or adding redundant sensors, Boeing quietly removed references to MCAS from the pilot training manuals entirely. Keeping the software a secret ensured they wouldn't trigger the FAA's simulator training requirements. The company was consumed by extreme production pressure. To make sure everyone stuck to the tight development schedule, senior management even installed literal countdown clocks in their conference rooms. When speed and cost-cutting dominate a workplace, safety suffers. A 2016 internal survey revealed that 39% of Boeing's own safety representatives felt they were facing undue pressure from management. In this culture, hitting deadlines and protecting the bottom line took priority. Keeping MCAS a secret was deemed more important than providing flight crews with the information they needed to survive. Following the two disasters, aviation authorities around the world grounded the entire 737 MAX fleet. Intense investigations finally dragged Boeing's culture of concealment into the light. For years, the grieving families of the victims channeled their anger into a relentless fight for accountability, demanding a public, criminal trial for the executives who oversaw the airplane's development. But recently, Boeing reached an agreement with the U.S. Justice Department to settle the fraud charges by paying a $1.1 billion penalty. For the families, it's a bitter reality. The corporation pays a massive financial fine, but the individual executives avoid criminal prosecution completely. It is the tragic arc of a legendary aerospace titan. A company once famous for being driven by meticulous, safety-obsessed engineers is now run like a conventional business, guided by accountants and profit margins. When saving money on training is worth risking hundreds of lives, who is really flying the plane?